Hey folks, this is Picohan from the North American server, and this is another replay in the Hood. Now the Hood is a ship that not too many people seem to like that much, but I like it a lot because it's fast. And that's more or less the only good thing it has going for it. The thing it gives up the most is gun reliability. The accuracy is not that good, and the penetration is not that good, but they're still fairly large caliber shells, and you can do a good amount of damage with them. The Hood plays a lot like a big Congo. The gun arrangement the same, it's a very fast ship, and the accuracy is not that good. So I generally tend to think, if you like the Congo, you should like the Hood. But a lot of people, again, don't seem to think that way. So, what's special about this replay is that, at the time of recording, this was the 18th highest Hood damage on the North American server, and 18 is not that high a number, but it's the first time I've been on one of these top 100s, so it was significant for me. Now, here in this game, what I want to do is, you want to use the Hood speed to get yourself in and out of positions where you have the advantage. Basically, it's the whole battlecruiser thing. You want to hunt down the targets you can kill, and you want to run away from anything else. Although, in this game, it's more like moving towards situations where you have advantage and moving away from situations where you won't. And as you can see, I originally wanted to shoot at the cruiser in the west, but the farragut showed himself briefly, and so I took a shot at him instead. You always want to shoot at destroyers if you can when you're in a battleship, because those are, of course, the biggest threats to you. So we're trying to see if some of these destroyers show themselves. You can see Wargaming really screwed with the replays. It's very laggy in the background, and this shift thing keeps coming up. I don't know how they managed to make an already mediocre replay system worse than it is. Just trying to maneuver here, try to shoot at some destroyers, and avoid taking too much damage. I turned away mostly to try to go around torps, but in retrospect, my division mate should have seen those coming. That probably wasn't necessary. I'm turning back in because this Königsberg should be a really easy kill for me, and I would like to keep our Pensacola in the game if I can, but of course, since this destroyer showed up, I'm aiming at him. But he goes behind the island before I can take the shot. And so it's back to the Königsberg. Kind of anticipated him to turn a little bit, which is why I did a ripple fire. But apparently it was a great shot.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Since the gun caliber is still fairly large, you can still get a lot of cruiser overmatches. And the short fuse time of the shells actually means you'll do overall more damage to thinly armored cruisers than other battleships. Unfortunately, the Pensacola somehow ate those torps and went down. The Scharnhorst is stationary, so I took some shots at him, and that was a really good salvo on a Scharnhorst at that distance. still looking at the Scharnhorst because he's still sitting there, but the Duke of York is getting close, so I'm going to turn my attention to him. He is opening up a little bit, probably trying to avoid torps. And that is a massive salvo on the Duke of York. In general, because of the short fuse time, you really want to be aiming not at the waterline, but middle of the hull for pretty much any targets. And honestly, there are so many ships now with citadels that you can't hit that there's not that much point to shooting at the waterline. I want to see if the Farragut would come out, but he didn't. So I shot at the Duke of York again. Again, another pretty good salvo, considering that he was angled, but it is a Duke of York, which also doesn't seem to have that much armor. I was also lucky that the torps timed out, although I would have only taken one. Turning broadside in front of the Duke of York is a little bit risky. But I felt pretty confident that I was in a better position than he was, and he shot HE as well. I just want to try to finish this guy off, which is why I'm not actually moving that fast. I just wanted to angle the ship and get into a position to move in case I needed to. My division mate finishes off the Duke of York, so it's time to use the ship's speed and try to relocate. Colorado, once again, you really want to aim upper hull, superstructure, and you'll see that it does. Oh, that one is not a good salvo. You'll see when this Colorado gives me a little bit more broadside, the salvos will be very good. I went around this island because I didn't want to approach the enemy team. I wanted to approach the enemy team from a more flanking position rather than try to take that particular angle. As you can see, the Colorado ran aground. He was quite broadside, and it was 10k. Now I'm pretty confident that I can take the Colorado. He's isolated and he's stuck, which is why I am rushing him. You can see that consistently these salvos are doing close to 10k, and I'm not even getting all the guns off here. Looking at the game, we are down in ships and down in points, which is typical. Here, I screwed up. I was trying to unmask the back turrets, and I did not turn far enough, and I didn't finish him off. I opened up to try to get the turret that I missed, and he put a lot of damage into me, which was quite unfortunate, because not only did I take more damage than I have to, but he's not dead, and you can see that because he's gotten moving again, or he's angled fairly strongly, it takes a little bit more time to kill him. The Farragut shows up quite by surprise here. Luckily, there's an island, and I'm just going to swing the ship around. I slowed down a little bit because of torps. I wasn't sure if he predicted that I would go this way or that way. but he seems to want to try to rush me. And here you can see the replay glitching out again.
Confirmed penetration.
Once again, the short fused shells are also very good against destroyers. The Farragut got a torp off, but I think we are going to avoid it. So, coming up now is a bit of what could have been a strategic mistake. I see that there's a bunch of people starting to move on the east side, and I want to try to help our ships in the D cap defend that cap while taking pot shots at the people on the red team who are retreating toward the A cap. I was pretty confident that my division mate could take the guys who are retreating, and then I could fight off the guys putting D cap, but you'll see that possibly the better strategy would have been to try to push the Fiji, the A cap, or the B cap while resetting the enemy ships who are going to the D cap. Fiji shows them out briefly. See that replay stuttering again. And unfortunately, we aren't able to do that much damage to the Fiji. So this was the last chance probably that I could have gone to the north. I'm just trying to take some more pot shots, do as much damage to that Texas as we can before he gets away. So coming over here, as usual, trying to pick off the easiest to kill targets. In this case, the Omaha's at lower health, but he's moving away. So I decide that the Scharnhorst is more dangerous, and he's showing broadside. And again, even though it's a Scharnhorst, if you got his broadside, that's 7k right there. I'm trying to get closer to the Scharnhorst such that it will keep the New Mexico behind that island, but it doesn't look like it's working. You can see the New Mexico got big damage. So now I'm going to start turning away such that I can angle towards both the New Mexico and the Scharnhorst and hopefully finish off the Scharnhorst before working on the New Mexico. Scharnhorst doesn't have that much health left, but he's about to go behind. Oh no, he's turning back in. So this should finish him off. I waited a little bit there because I really want the shot to be correct, because we are running low on health, and this game is still... Well, we're even on ships now, but unfortunately the points are still in their favor. My division mate goes down, but we are able to kill the Fiji. And now we're going to work on the New Mexico. That was a really good salvo. Potentially, we should have turned around sooner to go after New Mexico. I didn't actually realize he was going to run. So I want to try to finish him off. Unfortunately, it seems that Again, that was a really good salvo considering his angle.
The enemy is about to win.
It seems like the enemy team understands that they can win by running away. Even if we kill the New Mexico, the points will still be in their favor. The Colorado does kill him, but the Omaha is very far away. And I think we're going to get one more salvo, and we're just not going to be able to see him again. This is a really annoying thing. Wargaming has this mechanic where if you're on the border, it reduces your engine speed, but it's still extremely hard to hit ships on the border because they're moving in an erratic way that's not normal. I was hoping that I could finish off the Omaha and then try to get to the cap, but the Omaha never gets close enough for me to finish him off, and then we just don't see him again. And that is pretty much the game there. And of course, this game was a loss. We just gave up too much ground early, and we were unable to make it up. Here you can see the results screen. Again, that 196,000 damage was in the top 100 hood damages on the North American server. We were top of this team, but unfortunately we were not top of the other team as well. The rest of these results are not too spectacular. So that's pretty much it for this replay. Have a nice day.